Try this again. Let's see if we can get it to work this time. Here we go. Now I'm streaming to the right channel. And now that means it has got to be go time for office hours. We are on day 143 of this fantabulous extravaganza in which we check in across all 5 nations of the BB fandom. We're talking about everyone on the Modern Rogue channel, everybody on the Scam School channel, everybody over at X, everybody on LinkedIn, so help me God. And, of course, the 1.7 million people allegedly over there on X. What are we doing? We're in the middle of revisiting all of 2009. 2008, dead, gone. 2008, officially 2000 late, as the great sage and eminent Fergie said. Whatever. All right, hey, I'm Brian Brushwood. If you're brand new here, it's a lot. I understand. Just think of me for now as the internet's older brother who's definitely seen some shit. What's going on with all of this stuff? We're going to walk through. Once upon a time, there was a show called Scam School. It was the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. It changed the face of magic, and it put deception into the hands of the people. We're revisiting it, one episode at a time. Today, we're all the way up to episode 42, How to Tear a Phone Book in Half with Your Bare Hands. These beautiful elites over here are the Diamond Club. They pay with the coin of the realm. Their time, energy, and effort. They show up as we keep the classics alive. Because guess what? The rules are changing, man. Robots are coming in. Up is down, left is right. Left is right, black is white, day is night. But we're going to keep on going one step at a time. And so we'll get to the important content right off the bat. But I'll tell you what, during this, while it's playing, I'm going to reach out and see if I can get Dennis Rogers on the line. Because Dennis Rogers is a legit legend. He has a photo of him next to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, and in their hands is a photo of Dennis Rogers shaking hands with movie star Arnold Schwarzenegger. Former world champion arm wrestler, one of the most interesting cats I've ever met. We're going to watch the entire episode, and then you guys are going to give us your questions, and we will answer all of them as we continue our walk through Scam School. Here we go.
This episode of Scam School brought to you by Brain Tonic. Welcome to the show that's like a tasty plate of nachos for the mind. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, and by now you know we've done a lot of social engineering at the bars, and now it's time to do some on the street. And to that extent, we're launching a new set of very special episodes that don't involve beer for a change. They revolve around a good friend of mine, Dennis Rogers. I got to go down there a couple of weeks ago and spend some time with him. Let me tell you about Dennis. He's a former world champion arm wrestler, and he is strong. Freaky strong, crazy stop an airplane from taking off strong. And he goes around demonstrating these awesome feats of strength. And when he finds people are faking the stunts he does legitimately, he gets mad. So mad that he's agreed to share with us the secrets to becoming a fake Dennis Rogers. Dennis Rogers, professional strongman. Tell me what it is you do.
I break chains, rip phone books, twist horseshoes, roll frying pans with my fingers, drive nails through boards with my hands, stop airplanes and Harleys from moving, Have big guys jump off ladders onto my stomach. Normal things everybody does.
Yeah, just the everyday kind of stuff.
In 1998, I was named by the Association of Old Time Barbell and Strongman as being pound for pound the world's strongest man for the feats I perform.
That is amazing. Tell me a bit about why you agreed to expose these secrets, these tricks that the fakers are doing.
Well, what happens is I'm watching TV occasionally, and I see people saying that they're doing a particular feat, and I can immediately spot that they're really not doing the feat because of signs that I will reveal.
So because you are the real stuff, that's
right.
what gives you the ability to spot the fakers.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, fantastic. Let's learn to scam.
All right. And then we've got a deck of cards, plastic coated cards. You see they're very slick.
Yes, they are.
What?
Oh,
there you
nice
go.
pressure fan. There you go.
And the whole object obviously is to keep them square and tear them, not do any kind of little fanning or anything.
Because otherwise you're just tearing the cards one at a time.
Yeah, if you were fanning, you'd just go da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Is that something that cheaters do?
They do it all the time.
Good.
All right. So anyhow, you just take it. I like to hold it like this because there's no way you can fan it by just taking it and right in hand,
You do it
just
like it's
that.
nothing. That's
Well, I'm used to tearing things. It's not a big deal. You know, when I rip a phone book, I grab it on the end and I squeeze it tight with both hands and I pull it.
and so
rip
it's
it.
a totally flat grip.
It's about like this, okay? Because you know, to have it flat, you can't make your hands go right. So I have it like this,
Right.
And I basically pull back this way and rip it in half. I've seen people. Now this takes some skill, even though it's a trick. They'll take and they'll curl it under like this and rip a few pages at a time. But it takes practice, okay? And then one of the things I don't like, and I think it's a trick, is something called V'ing, where they'll take the book like this, put their thumbs in here, and if you notice, when I go like this, you see that pinch area?
Yeah.
Well, if you keep going, this will go da-da-da-da-da-da,
So
and
you're-
rip down. And the only reason I say this, there's people that argue with me, oh, that's not really a trick, that's just a different technique.
Right.
Well, I took a 49-year-old, 110-pound woman and she ripped the book in half.
Are you kidding me?
So, you tell me. Let me tell you, there's people that have almost burnt their house down, true story, doing these total fakes. They will take and put it in the oven
Okay.
and bake it. What they would do with the cards or anything else to fake it, they will bake the paper so it is so brittle it will pull apart. This is glue in here.
Okay.
Okay? And since it's hard, most of them that bake it will go from this side, although I have seen people go from this side. But they'll just get it where it's real brittle, they'll take it, and if you see, they'll turn it like this, push down, that will break. And it will split the book about that far as soon as it breaks.
And it just cracks it down the spine, and
they
it just falls apart.
Yeah.
That sounds like my speed.
and
I
some-
think that's
and like I
about
say-
right. It's the same technique for cards as well, though, right?
Yeah, they just, any kind of paper thing, you bake it, it falls apart.
Okay, well, let's
Yeah,
crush
same
some
thing.
leaves then.
That's right.
Let's go and bake.
Good.
Let's cook the books. Let's cook the books. We're coming up on almost an hour at 400 degrees. And at this point, the cards are a delicious golden brown. It looks kind of like an old-fashioned, old-timey deck. And when you do this, it won't bend. You see it breaks on there. That snaps. It makes it brittle to where it just breaks apart.
Is it brittle here?
No, it's not brittle. It's
Oh, yes it is. Hear it?
oh.
Yeah.
I am going to tear a deck of cards. And then I will tear the phone book because I am a cheater. So that's it. That's Chef Boyar Brian. And
right.
It was a lot of fun, actually. What did we learn? We learned that about 40 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit was
Right.
enough to get the cards where they were pretty brittle. Do be very careful to watch them so they don't
That's
catch fire.
We learned that it fills my house with smoke
That's
after
right.
40 minutes. Yep.
Phone books actually seem to go a lot faster. That one
Right.
was only, what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, about 15 or 20 minutes. It was pretty brown. We had to take it out.
Okay. Well, I guess at this point, let's give it a try in
Yeah.
front of an audience.
Let's do it. This is a nice, fresh foam book, brand new foam book. And what I like to do is rip it in half totally with grip strength. Here we go.
Dude, it's
that.
like it's nothing.
Right along
It's
my hand. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you guys ready? Brian, the strongman. Let's give him a round of applause right now. Here we go. Here we go.
Man, the pressure's on thick. This is my attempt to pull off a fake Dennis Rogers. Let's see if we can do it.
Come on, you're gonna do it. Oh, oh, wait. Yep, you're getting them. There they go. They're going. They're going. Oh,
Yes!
they're going.
Come on! Come on! Yes!
All right, there it is. All right.
Yes!
There he
That
is.
just happened!
Right.
All right, all right. Next,
Okay.
bring it. Let's
Okay,
go.
the new strongman is gonna do a phone book. Here we
I
go.
love this. I have the most patronized strongman. All right,
Okay,
here,
get your position.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Good position.
Ready? Ready?
Good position. Oh, oh, he's getting it. He's getting it. He's finishing it off. There it is. Pull it out. Oh my goodness gracious. There it is. All right.
Dude,
All right.
that is a
here it is.
blast. You can't help but feel like 30 feet tall after doing something like that. I gotta tell you, that is the most fun during a Scam School segment I've ever had.
It's
Let's
funny,
hear it
isn't
for
it?
Dennis Rogers, everyone. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
I cannot say enough about how much fun that is. If you want to feel 20 foot tall, go ahead and cook yourself a set of playing cards and blow your friends away. We want to give a special thanks to Mr. Dennis Rogers for dropping in on this episode. Don't forget, if you want to actually develop phenomenal grip strength, make sure to check out his website. He's got instructional DVDs that are designed to give you phenomenal grip strength as well. And while you're out there developing your body, don't forget to develop your mind by visiting the website of our latest sponsor here at Scam School. Brain Tonic provides the world's first think drink with no processed sugars and no caffeine. Head on over to braintonic.com.
You know
That's
what? This doesn't exist
TONIQ.com.
anymore, so
And when
I'm
you
gonna
buy
let
your
the
Brain
ad
Tonic,
stand.
use the promotion code R3 and you'll receive 10% off your
we
order.
just heard from
now, I want to see
GJMSP
video of you guys pulling off this scam. I want
that
to see
he
you tearing
has
up
an
phone books. I want
entire-
to see you tearing up decks of cards,
couple
blowing your
of
friends'
boxes of
minds,
it.
and I want you to post those videos at revision3.com/scam school on the message boards. If you have a scam you want to suggest or any questions about how this stuff works, why don't you write me directly at brian@revision3.com. Now, next week we will be back at the bar, but in a few weeks we'll be back with Dennis Rogers for some more Strength School.
Oh my God. Dude, that was fantastic. So this is where, when we were looking at a bunch of those ads from previous episodes, we were out in very Houston-y places. I believe Hippie Glenn came out for the day. We shot, I think, 4 episodes over a 1 or 2 day period. I think he maybe came in on, like a Monday. We shot all day Tuesday, and then he headed out on a Wednesday. But we were able to get those sponsor shots from the previous ones and all of this stuff. So, few production notes. Dennis, you know what? Actually, let me see if I can get Dennis. You guys want to just chat with Dennis? Let's do that. Call Dennis Rogers. Let's see if we get lucky here.
Hey, Brian.
Dennis, I'm live on the air, and we just watched the Strength School episode, the very first one, the one where we we baked the phone book and the deck of cards and stuff. And number one, I'm glad you answered. So I was trying to remember. We shot this all at your place. Revision 3 sent out their cameraman, Hippie Glenn, and what else do you remember from that shoot?
I do remember us being in the house, and didn't you put an apron on or something?
Yeah,
and put
yeah.
the stuff in the oven? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember a lot. You know, I can remember a lot from when I was 3 years old, but I can't remember a lot from
From
yesterday.
one
You know what I
particular
mean?
shoot that
Yeah,
was like all the
yeah,
others.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at, yeah, we did the apron thing, but one person in the
Oh.
chat had a question about the, like, holding two planes from going apart, or you did the 4 different motorcycles
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me if I got this right. The question as it was phrased was, you know, isn't that just, you know, link your arms and its anatomy? And I said, well, if you had no strength, then all your tendons would snap and your arms would fly off. It's literally just a contest of your muscles being tough enough to stop your body from flying apart.
Yeah, and your grip. So, yes, you try to balance the pull on each side, but believe me, it's pulling. So, like with the planes, I'm hanging on my grip. Your grip has to be strong, number one. Your bones have to be strong. To give you an example, when I was doing the 4 Harleys, the two on each side, they take off, and they didn't take off exactly at the same time. So it hit me where I fell down, and I was kind of hovering a little bit above the ground. You know, my back was a couple inches off the ground. So I literally fell down. And I'm sitting there and I'm holding them. And what I would do when I did stuff like that is I would just think of nice things. I would like take my mind somewhere else so that I didn't feel the pain, right? And but then all of a sudden I remember going, my left arm's getting ready to break. I think I better let go now. And because it was bowing, my left arm was bowing. So my grip wasn't giving out, but my left arm, the bone started bowing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to ask, like, so in that moment, I always worry when I see you doing it about, like, if you let go, because it's not just like, I don't know, I worry about something snagging on your arm as it goes away.
That happened when I was holding let me see, think of that. Yeah, that was the time I was holding the 4 Harleys. Actually, I have footage of it. And it ripped a spot in my forearm because the strap, when I let go,
just snagged it right on there.
Right. And I made the loops big enough that I could get my arms out, you know, so they wouldn't pull my arms off. But you're right, it did snag me because I have in the video, it shows them bandaging my arm up, you know, where it ripped.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, so, oh yeah, there we go. I'm looking at, no, this is just 2 Harleys right now. What's the, well, I mean, so in this case, the one episode that we saw was just the phone book and the cards, because we've broken into, I think we did 4 of these. And in this case, the secret was quite simply, if it's brittle. Oh, you know what? I don't know how comfortable you are talking this. There are dozens of people watching live, and I don't know, let's say 1,000 or so will watch the recording of this. But you carefully talk around it about how other people, you're bummed out when other people are using tricky carny methods, especially given when their talks are about something very important.
Of integrity.
Are you able to speak to any of that?
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I thought about this guy that, you know, I couldn't, you know, when you want to believe something is real, but, and you see it and you go, no, it can't be. Well, let me just tell you. So Terry Todd, who was the professor, you know.
Terry Todd is the, first of all, University of Texas has the biggest, most complete museum of old-time strongman memorabilia, and the historian of record is Dr. Terry Todd. And as a matter of fact, I forgot to tell you this. Dennis, I kid you not, I was playing shoot 'em ups in VR with your old dentist. There was your one of your previous dentists was watching this very stream and heard me mention Dennis Rogers, and then later when we're shooting each other in a game, he's like, "Were you talking about Dennis Rogers? Because I think I was his dentist."
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny. Well, let me tell you this story, because this'll make you laugh. Brian, you were involved in this story. Okay,
what?
Remember? Yes, I'm going to tell to you. I went. Terry Todd calls me, and another guy. I can't remember his last name. So sorry. I know his name's Joe, but and they said, hey, there's this guy that claims he could rip quarters in half. You might remember this.
Yeah.
And I said, what? And he said, yeah, he's on That's Incredible. And I remembered, you know, they had this show. I don't know how old I was.
Oh yeah, no, that's a core memory for me is That's Incredible.
Yeah, and this guy was on That's Incredible, ripping quarters in half. And this is so funny. So we go there, and we're sitting at, first of all, we beat this guy at a restaurant, and we're just sitting there at the booth, and he just takes a quarter and does it real quick and throws it on the table, and it's ripped in half, you know. He leaves it connected at the end of the quarter. But we're pretty, like, blown away, like, wait a minute. And me being kind of an expert on feats of strength, I'm going, oh, wait a minute. He just kind of did that so casually. Can his finger strength really be that powerful?
Because he was old too.
Yeah, he was old. But then I'm thinking, well, I can take and rip a thumb-sized chunk out of a deck of cards on the side. So is it possible that this guy who is he seemed to work on a farm or something, or maybe he owned a farm or ranch or something, but he had thick hands. And so I thought, is it possible he did this, you know? So we go back to his house, and I said, do you mind if I video this? Because we'd like to have it as a matter of record, you know? And the three of us kind of surrounded him at every angle, but he was moving around to try to get us to one side. Now, back then, I hadn't worked with magicians and that, so I didn't.
So this is an important part, because one of the things that you and I have talked about, I'm doing more of the security stuff, and I'm convinced that one of the most important things you can develop is kind of that spidey sense, that system one, like something's off. Were you feeling that tickle at that time?
Yeah, here's what happened. I tried to give him a quarter that just had a speck of dirt on it. Okay, like right where one of the numbers are, and you know, stuff gets clogged in there. And he looks at it and he says, well, this is a marked quarter. And I was thinking, well, so who cares if it's a marked quarter?
Exactly.
You know?
So for you, so that was a case where he tipped that he was playing defense, and you were like, I wasn't attacking, but also, why are you playing defense out of nowhere?
Yes, and then the other thing he did is I tested him. I said, can you bend anything else or tear anything else? And he says, well, I can horseshoe and tear it apart. And I go, really? How do you do it? Can you show me how you hold it when you do it? And he holds it up at his chest and just pulls out. And I go, okay, I know he can't do that. Okay, because I know how to bend horseshoes, and I know to put that kind of force at your chest, it ain't going to happen. You'll rip your pecs loose before you can do that. And so, anyhow, that kind of, it was a weird situation, because that right there told me, okay, is this guy for real? Is he just scamming us? But at the same time, the little boy in me wanted to believe that he could rip this quarter, because that would have been the greatest feat of hand strength of all time. You know, you just want to believe it, right?
Yeah.
So I film it, and dang, it looks like he's ripping it in the film, and this is the funny part. So I show the film to you, and you go, Dennis, that's the worst sleight of hand I've ever seen in my life.
Well, and it's funny because, like, that's one of those things, like, so much of our on-guard safety stuff is you have to remember to turn on the guard, and that's what's so helpful. Lately, one of the things I tell people, that the number one way to be prepared against scams is simply to, as I put it, diversify your portfolio of perspective and understanding. Like, by which I mean, get a second set of eyes, have other people who could just look at it and tell you what they're seeing, that you have that level of trust.
Right, yes, exactly. And you know, the thing that I did, of course, and this is why Terry appreciated me so much, is whenever I did something, I would always have people around that could verify that I did it, like experts. So I either had strength experts, or, you know, if I went on shows, they're testing the metal, if you remember. They're testing the pressures. And I wouldn't let them test me until I was like 56 or 55 years old, because I didn't want them saying, well, you can exert this much force. Well, you want to put a limit in my head? I don't want a limit in my head.
Right.
So
Well,
I'll tell you
and
what.
keep in mind also that you're swimming in the world of storytelling where like you being in your head about that stuff or somebody reducing it to a number completely subverts. It's a distraction that you don't want the audience thinking about numbers. You want them being there with a mental model of seeing you doing something surprising and extraordinary.
Right. And so I always did that. So everything I did, whether I was bending wrenches or I remember one time I was chained, my neck, my wrist, and my legs were chained with padlocks. And I was at the Association of Old Time Barbell and Strongman dinner. So you got all these strongmen and you got all these old strength experts, including Terry Todd. And I was chained up and I broke free in like 3 minutes and something, but they inspected everything. And that's what you want. You know, you want people that inspect it, that know everything about it when you're a strongman. If you're doing something that you want to prove is real, the only way to do it is have experts. And, you know, like you're an expert at sleight of hand, you spotted that and right away, Dennis, this is the worst sleight of hand I've ever seen. Oh, it's pretty funny.
Well, and I wonder, see, I'm also lately, because I think about like, you know, again, if we're fighting robot scammers and spammers and stuff, I'm convinced that a big part is that they call it the wisdom of the crowds, where it's like you just have so many B+ experts in so many domains with all different sets of eyes, all looking for different things. And like you could fool a person or a few persons, but and you can even get away with it on TV because you're really only fooling the camera. But in a crowd surrounded, it becomes very hard to fool everyone.
Yes, absolutely. And you're still going to have people. I remember Mark Henry and I went to UT and for the football team, and I bent some things, and then I bent a wrench, and it's on YouTube. It says like 59-year-old grandfather bends wrench or whatever. And but you know, I let the coach try to bend a nail first that I bent, and the coach was a pretty big guy. And of course he couldn't bend it, and then I bend it, and then I go to bend this wrench, and the players go crazy because they know it's real. You know, they are absolutely positive it's real. But then you look at the comments underneath, and you got guys saying, "Oh, look at these idiots" or whatever. They're making some making derogatory comments, not on the YouTube, but on, I think it was Mark's feed when he sent it out, but just making comments. He's been in a fake wrench and they're going crazy. Come on, people, you know. Yeah. But it was real, you know.
Well, and then that's one of those, that's another societal trend that I'm seeing is right now in a world where everything is so fakeable, and now we suddenly, instantly, overnight, we can't trust pictures or video. Now we're back to who's willing to vouch for what. And so in this case, like right now we're watching you and Mark Henry bend some stuff with a crowd around. Oh, you're at Anton's. Like to get there, the crowd had to be told a thing and somebody vouched for it. And then the provenance of the things, you know, there's that moment on stage where you're like, you bought this from the store, right? Yes. And that is going to be so much more important in we can't rely on a digital age.
Right. Yeah. Now it's really hard to tell who's doing what.
So, well, I didn't mean to call and just eat up your entire day. If you got stuff,
that's okay.
Stuff to do, let me know. But what are you working on right now? What's the most interesting thing in Dennis Rogers' world?
What is the most interesting thing? I just, you know, I've always been in ministry, so I just am doing more full-time ministry. Now I'm not doing any kind of feats of strength unless some kid walks up to me and meaning walk up. I'll keep a deck of cards or something on me because the kids always come up to me and I'll quarters.
Well, but we've talked about this too. It's like you're in that interesting place where doing literally anything is about to get very impressive. The older you get, the more amazing it will be that you can do anything.
Yeah, that's the good thing. I'll be 70 this year, so.
Are you really about to be 70?
Yeah. So, and I can still bend horseshoes and quarter decks of cards, and the phone books are real skinny now, but I can take a stack of them and rip them pretty easy.
Well, that was the funny part is I put up this episode and I titled it, "But What is a Phone Book?"
Yeah, yes, exactly. I remember I was talking to a bunch of second graders, and I said, "See this? This is a phone book. It's from way back in the olden days."
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just doing that, enjoying what I'm doing, spending time with people, helping, young men that are, having issues in life and needing direction.
Are you
no
still
dads.
training strongmen? I know I spoke to a couple of the folks that you mentor.
Yeah. I haven't been. I had Old Time Strongman University, and I passed it on to Dave Whitley, who was a master strongman helping me. And I said, it's all yours now.
By the way, Carl Winslow in the chat says, "Happy 70th, Dennis. Hope it's a blessed day."
Oh, thank you. Not there yet, but it will be there shortly.
Yeah.
But tell him thank you. Yeah, I'm loving my life right now. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Just
great,
love
man.
it.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, you know what we should do? So I've spent the last year and change kind of rebuilding the studio so that I could do in-depth interviews. Do you want to put on the calendar, like we can come out and do like, I don't know, like a 45-hour long deep dive into the Dennis Rogers story?
Probably not. I don't care anymore. I know this sounds funny.
Well, okay. Let me
you
reveal.
understand.
Let me. I'll say the quiet part out loud. Yo, I just want to hang out for a day. Can I get you out to
Oh, man,
Austin?
yes,
We can
yes,
pretend it's
yes.
for work, but really,
Yes.
like at
We
some point, we'll just
definitely-
bother to have a good conversation and record it.
No, I do love seeing you. I'm at that age where I did what I did. It was fun, had a purpose, and the purpose, of course, for me to do the feats of strength was to go out and encourage and minister to people and just get kids' attention and stuff. All right, I'll give you a discussion I was just having with Jan Todd on Saturday. And she said, "Dennis, you need to record everything into a phone and all this." I said, "Nah, Jan, I don't care." "Well, but we need to have these records." I go, "Jan, I don't care." I mean, I've moved on in my life. You get older and you just look at what really matters,
Yeah.
And,
Well, I'm looking at. We're seeing
Yeah.
a clip right now with you with Lou Ferrigno with. I'm hoping to see that photo of you with Arnold Schwarzenegger holding the photo with you with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I can send it to you. Yeah, that was cool. I met Arnold right after winning the National Arm Wrestling Championship, and he was really nice to me. I guess I was about 26, but I probably looked 17. And, I wanted to meet Arnold, and he was at a sporting goods store in Atlanta. And so I went over there, and he was promoting Conan the Barbarian, and massive crowd. I thought nobody'd be over there. Nobody knows. I read muscle magazines. Everybody doesn't do that, but I was wrong and went over there. There's a big crowd. So I was so small at the time. I was about probably 127 pounds. And I could, if you can picture the crowd, it's on the top floor of a mall, and it's the end store. Well, I knew the manager of the store because I'd been in there many times, and so I kind of slivered down the wall. In other words, the crowd's there. I just got against the wall, put my back against it, and moved past the crowd and got all the way up to the front. But I couldn't get over to where Arnold was. I was about 25 feet away, but I saw the manager of the sporting goods store there. And I handed him a little note, and I said, "Would you give this to Arnold?" Well, back then, today, he would have said, "Get out of here, kid." But I knew him, and back then, he just walked it over and handed it to Arnold and pointed to me, and Arnold gave me a little sign, like, "Just give me a few minutes." But I said, "Arnold, I'd really like to meet you. I'm Dennis Rogers. I'm a National Arm Wrestling Champion." And I guess it was probably about 10 minutes later, Arnold calls me over, and they had a tape across the front of the store, because they didn't want people to come in during that time. So he lifts the tape, And I go back. I said, "Can I get a picture with you?" I have my friend with me. And by then, the crowd's moved aside where he can get up there. And he takes a picture of me and Arnold, and then Arnold takes me to the back, and my friend just takes off. He just went to take the picture for me if I could get it. I was pretty sure I could get it, And so Arnold brings me in the back, and as he's walking to the back, this is so funny. He's got this woman, I don't know if she's his publicist or manager or what, and she's saying, "Arnold, we don't have time for this." So obviously Arnold does this kind of thing before. He's got his hand on my shoulder, and we're walking to the back of the store, and she's, "Arnold, we don't have time." And he puts his hand in her face, like, "Be quiet," kind of. She said, he doesn't say that. He just puts her hand in her face, and he takes me back, and he takes 2 folding chairs that are in the back of the store, in that storeroom, and he sets them down. He sits down. He says, "Well, tell me about your championship." And I tell him about it. He goes, "Oh, that's amazing." And he says, "Well, how did you train?" And he goes, and I tell him, and he used all these words. "That's incredible." He asked me 3 or 4 questions, and then he takes his hand. He said, "Look, you can see I got to go, because the ladies, he's going crazy." And so he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he says, "You know what? You're going to be great." And, I'm a young kid. This is Arnold, I'm thinking, this is fantastic. Arnold, he thinks I'm going to be great. I can do this. So I was at Joe Weider's birthday party, and I told Arnold about the story and showed him the picture, and we got a picture with that.
With the picture.
With the picture. Yeah, I'm finding it here for you. But it was a cool thing, cool memory. And so it really helped me, obviously, we can meet people in our life. I learned this, and no matter, Arnold and I don't agree on a lot of the same things, but it's okay. I learned something from him that day, and what I learned is pay attention to young guys and that are, they're coming to you and looking to you because they think you have something to offer them. And so I remembered that, and, he did it for me. Pass it on, And so it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool
and what a great object lesson in that magical asymmetry of, like, whenever you're meeting anyone, it's so important to choose your words carefully because, out of your mouth will come a sentence that somebody will hold on to for decades. And in your case, whether it was Dumbo's magic feather or not, he said, "You're going to be great," and you held on to it, and then you did become great. Whether it was the sentence that, whether you would have been great either way, who knows? But we've talked a bit about, my interaction with Teller over the years, and as I get older, it was a real life Obi-Wan Kenobi moment for me,
Right. Yeah. So I pretty much learned, with people, you can learn something from anybody. I mean, you can, right?
Yeah.
You can take, I'm not saying all is bad. This isn't what I'm saying, but I'm saying you can take the worst person that a society would deem as the worst person and learn not what to do, right?
Yeah.
You can learn things that, from anybody to me, and you pick out the good things and throw away the things that are of no use to you, because they're not you,
Yeah.
And so I've learned a lot of things from people, observing people, and we all, which you're just saying, people hang on to things that you say. I've certainly said dumb things in my life, and every human being, it says stuff they wish they could take back, but we all do it. We're dumb.
Yeah.
We just say things on impulse.
Yeah.
And all I can do is say, well, I hope the people that I said the dumb things to will forgive me and move on.
Well, let's do this, Dennis. If you don't mind me calling you on another live stream, we got a few more of these Strength School episodes coming up. I'll just use this as an excuse to sneak attack, call you on the air, so we have an excuse to keep talking.
Okay. If I can answer the phone, then I should be okay.
Awesome. All right.
Okay, take care.
Love you, buddy. Take care. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Man, Dennis Rogers, national treasure. What a fantastic human being. We met on the Brooks and Dunn, Brad Paisley, Rascal Flatts tour, the Neon Circus tour, and he was a little bit younger than me at the time. If he's getting ready to be 70 now, this would have been 2003. So yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah. And in fact, I remember, even though I was at the age of late 20s, he was talking about getting older. We talked about what it looks to be that third act, to move into the Grandmaster Strongman character, the old hand, the salty dog who's got wisdom on his side. Yeah, that's really great. What's Dennis's channels that we should be plugging? I'll tell you what, DennisRogers.net. But nowadays you could hear he's in a groovy place. He's no longer feeling the need to prove his current strength. He's done a lot, man. He's the real work. So, okay, well, speaking of the real work, we've got real work to do. We have to gamble and engage in skullduggery. There we go. How many views do we think How to Rip a Phone Book in Half is up to? It was originally posted 16 years ago, okay? It is 16 years old, but I don't know. So this is part of the dump in the back catalog. Let's see. We got BioCow says 42. G. James B says 70. Princess Judith says 78. 600 tons of viewers. That's a pretty good way to do it. The math ain't mathing. I'm only 5 years behind, bro. Oh, no. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Way to go. BioCow is taking the under due to the strength topic. What's funny is that's why I'm going to take the over on the spread. Let's see. The actual number is 264,000. Look at that. 264,000. Yeah, let's look at these analytics. I wonder if there was a particular moment that it popped. Let's do a lifetime. So in general, the reach and the click rate, it's not loading. It's pulling a report. It's rendering. This is good design, by the way, because you notice that it reads vaguely as loading, but it doesn't really show progress. Interesting. Yeah, look at that. So there's one day that on daily average, they only showed it a couple hundred times a day. That's incredible. That's crazy. And then we can see the shape. Look at that. Oh, what a great retention graph. Oh, that's interesting. The parts that are the lowest are when we're seeing him do the amazing feats. The parts that are highest are, of course, when we're actually learning things. This dip here makes sense. It's literally Brian waiting. Why would we stick around for that? And then after that, we get to talking. And then this is where the peak is. Amazing. James Cobalt says, I really did want to guess at 250,000. But it went under because of the strength topic too. That's hilarious. All right, so let's go ahead and start answering comments. Here, let me give you guys the URL so you guys could join along. If anybody's new here, we're trying an experiment. We suspect, here we go, boop, boop, boo. We suspect that everybody has forgotten about the fact that they, on the record, posted all of these comments back in the day. And so we want to see what would happen is, number one, it would be fun performance art. What if what you said a million years ago was reflected back to you with positive vibes. Number two, there are some folks who are showing up live who ended up on their radar because they're like, what? I got responded to. I think we have footage of that as an SFX somewhere. Nothing screams early 2000 than that haircut. Sonic Boom. A phone book is pretty easy once you get the technique down. The hardest part of ripping is finding them. Even harder now. Came from Modern Rogue. Wasn't expecting this hair. Oh, wow. It's like seeing pictures of your dad in high school. I'd imagine. Hey, the 90s have mailed me. They want their hair back. It's 2026. Am I too late to send it? They just put the word cookbook on a whole new level. Aha. 12 years old. Brian, we need you to teach the boys over at Unos Annos how to rip a phone book in half. They're looking for someone who knows how to do it. I'm 5 annos late. Whoops. Imagine if you come home and Brian's in your kitchen baking paper. Haha. What is a phone book? I had already responded to that one. This guy's here trips me out. Past Brian got that one too. Brian is the best hype man. Aw. No siree. At Eric M. 1839 is the greatest hype man. Greatest of all time. I like that he's not really fucking grotesquely buff. I saw this man hold 2 prop airplanes. He's amazing. Yeah. The trick I learned to tear the phone book is to break the spine first, then just rip without the baking part. Yeah, there's a few ways. Hey, Brian, I saw Dennis Rogers this morning on Stan Lee's Superhumans. He rolled up a pan. He's amazing. Sorry this is late. 10 years later, and 6 more after. I like his little song at 6:26. Why, thank you. Dennis looks like Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. Uh-huh. Yeah. Dennis Rogers is the real Saitama. I don't know that one. Yeah. I didn't have to put how in the sentence, you know. What? Beastly. Yeah. LOL. He did the V thing too when he ripped it. Just did it super fast. What a hack. I double dog dare you to research Dennis's work and reputation and call him a hack with a straight face. I'm at brian@schwood.com. Well, thanks a lot. My house went boom. I don't know what that means. Oh, whoops. Dennis Rogers tore the pages one by one also, but without bending. I don't know what that means. Ripping a phone book is clearly a technique, even if you're really strong. It depends. The technique Dennis uses deliberately leans on pure grip strength. His specialty rather than leverage. Okay. The phone book said all injury cover on the back, LOL. A channel named Scam School offering me to buy brain tonic. Jeez, just take my money already. That's hilarious. Are we really wearing Osiris D3s? No idea. What are those? Try wiping a few pages halfway in the middle works too. When does he do it? Okay, at this point they're asking how does YouTube work? That's usually when I'm getting diminishing returns. Rose, why can't I find Dennis Rogers on Oprah Winfrey Show? It's been scrubbed. They're pretty harsh on copyright. I wonder if there are archives out there in the high seas. Oh, Crestbot like RuneScape? Oh, okay. Coming here from watching the Good Mythical Morning episode on why being bald makes you look tougher. Seeing Dennis Rogers, I gotta agree. Haha. B. What's with the lack of comments? Man, I'm trying to reply to all of them and running out of steam. Boom. Oh. There we go. I do not want to know how much time it takes to groom that hair. Past Brian said, well, you're finding out anyway. It's 9 minutes. Okay. All right. At this point, Past Brian had it. Everyone is not asking helpful comments. But you guys can continue the wave of positivity. Oh, shoes. Was I wearing those? I don't think I was. I like the new cute host yesterday. Was that a deepfake reference? Oh, the guy from One Punch Man, Saitama. Yeah, okay, that tracks. Which I did watch the first couple episodes of One Punch Man. It's great. It's really great. Dennis would be a great Mono Rogue interview. Yeah, I'm trying to make that happen for sure. All right. Magic 51 got here a little bit late. Yeah, it was a pretty good one. It might be worth going back and watching the full episode, Magic 51. I think you'll dig it. We got some good inside info from Dennis Rogers. All right. Let's look at the agenda. Oh, get Dennis. Look at that. Yeah. All right. We got a question. As we do our rewatches, we are now at the part of the story where this released on January 1st, 2009. Another thing that happened on January 1st, 2009 was, look at this, BB Live Show number 1, January 1st, 2009. Oh man, this is gonna look uncomfortably close to.
Been started. Fantastic. All right, let me see if anyone's calling in. Let me pull up the Skype window. Somebody give me a call. First person who comes on the air, we'll go ahead and get it started. And I tell you what, while we're waiting, some of the people talking, I see we got Callan out there. Is that Callan from Interactive Art? And it's hard to deal with it just verbally when you're describing what's going wrong and what's going on. Okay, question. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen any of his other stuff or headed over to his website. That guy is a freak of nature. He is unbelievably strong. It is amazing. So bold
That's hilarious. Wait, that's me contemporaneously talking about the fact that Dennis Rogers is...
from our regular formula with the scam school. Normally it's all about, you know, me getting drunk and doing magic at the bar, but this time we actually did some learning outside of that stuff with Dennis Rogers. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen any of his other stuff or headed over to his website. That guy is a freak of nature. He is unbelievably strong. It is amazing. So Boldfire said it was great. Good tricks with Dennis. Was a cool episode. I like hearing all that. Let me.
So this is me tossing back to previous content. This is crazy.
All right, let's see if we can salvage something out of this business. Sorry to walk up to them and say, "Hey, buddy, want to be famous on the internet?" and explain that you're Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
Very
this is
experienced, and it's
fascinating.
like I've dealt with. Okay, well.
So what we're looking at here is really a meta version of what you're also seeing here. This is Brian trying to go from 0 to 1. And you can tell that the more we get into a groove, look at that. I had 3 webcams set up in a setup shockingly close to it. Oh, how far we've come. All the way from this to this. Essentially the same thing. How wild. And we were able to take callers live on the air. Of course, all of this was incredibly high wire at the time. I wonder if facial recognition technology would allow us to work with even that level of data sets. Because a lot of folks, I don't even know their real names because everyone had chat room names. Yeah. What a important part of the story. That's not bad, though, that on January 1st, 2009, look at this. One of my monitors is a CRT television. That's incredible. That's really something. I think the only thing that predates this is a thing I did with Cargill when I just called it after school detention, but I think that one's lost. It was on Stickam. I'd have to find maybe a local recording of it on a hard drive somewhere. That's incredible. All right, so we'll answer all of your questions. Oh, I forgot to say hello to everyone, but now it's too far back. Don't forget the hair. Bring back the old spinning logo. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that jam right there is, I believe it was music created by someone for the PC Gamer podcast. And they were nice enough to give me permission to use it in my stage show. There are more pixels now. 15 years apart, and we have the same topic agenda. Dennis Strongman Rogers plus your calls. Yep. And it totally is. It's a CRT television, not even a monitor. A CRT television. Oh, dude, thank you so much, Wicked Juggalo 1508. Shouts out to Alberta, Canada. Yeah, man. Well, thank you so much, Oswald the Rabbit. That's great. Curl Metariku says, all the menu choices on 866E-Fire are giving me invalid selection. Yeah, I need to update all that real-time slices. Because to be honest, what I want to do is set up an entire ARG of different stuff to do. Yeah, the set is pretty close. What episode was that Justin Robert Young first appeared? I think in one of our quizzes, we felt we're going to find out, because starting now, not only do we want to do Scam School, but I want to revisit the BB Live shows. So if we're doing an ongoing show doc, and I wonder, this is where we're going to bump into how much free time that Brian has. So far, we've covered just about everything on the record, public facing. But starting now, we have to remember to see whether or not there was a BB Live show thing happening, because later on, we're going to get to a part where we may just want to dissect a BB Live show from the early days. And then we'll have an NSFW show. And, we're not going to rewatch all of everything, except for the Scam School stuff. Yeah. Or maybe we will. I don't know. That's up to you guys. The first Scam School episode with Justin was when he made Brian eat a bunch of napkins. Yeah, that's right. I called you one time on that, but I think it was just me looking for info on an automated thing, trying to find out about your rates. You answered it. I'm pretty sure I woke you up. That's hilarious. Yeah, that sounds like a thing I would do. The Scam School playlist has one episode of the BB Live show for some reason. That's another thing I really want to do. So a interesting rethink on everything that we're doing is, imagine somebody is, 18 years old, right? An adult. There's an adult out there who just got here. All of the structures are currently impenetrable. You can see little slices and you're like, wait, what's the story? So it's like, things I got to do is actually build a website that categorizes all of this information. We have to build playlists that explain, if you're here for Scam Nation Scam School, you've got the past in the playlists, you got the present, future of lives, always up to date. And I kind of like that we have a leg in both, in two different camps at the same time. We're present tense, looking distant past tense. And then, of course, we've got new episodes. Speaking of which, here, let's check on the stats on the new episode with Joe Diamond. Oh, we finally hit the cooling off period. That's not bad. 40,000 is good. I think that given the narrow slice of people who are interested in magic, there will always be runners that kind of take off and hit the public consciousness. But in general, for magic content, I think 35,000 is a solid number where I want to be. So this is a solid episode, even though we're revisiting an older trick that we had already done before. But if we can get back to a steady cadence of 35,000 plus, this will probably end up at around a base hit of 50,000, which is about right. Let's see. Time traveling with Brian is fun. I highly recommend. That's where I want to be, man. I'm digging it. And mainly there's a bit of urgency because some of you guys have heard me talk about this. I always assumed, it's on the internet. But now the internet is decaying in front of our eyes. And so now we have to choose what we want to hold on to as part of the official story. I played with Bolt.new AI vibe coding engine, was pretty impressed. Yeah, I played with it a while ago. Now I'm messing around with Restream, and you just reminded me of another topic. Boop, boop, boo, boo. That was like an aggressive boop, boop, boo, boo. There we go. Get down here. Check this out. Behold what I have 3D printed. Shouts out to Cliff. Cliff hooked me up with these button extenders. In my invention, this maybe will end up being a pretty good tutorial video, but this back of the heel triggering mechanism, I think is going to be super, super good. There we go. So in this case, the problem that we have is that this is built with a depression, so you click it inward, but it's hard to hit because it's recessed. And so Cliff found a 3D model that I could glue to this to make it click on there. And then also, check this out. He also found... Oh, by the way, you want a sneak preview? Look at this. So good. It's gonna be great. Let's see. Flick, click. Look at this guy. Boom. So this clip, at the very least, it will secure it on this and then make this something that can clip in. So what I could do is now we could take the other things and attach this to it with the button protruding on it. And then I think by this weekend, we're going to have a functional prototype on it. And at that point, I could start building out the Magic Show control system. Matt's trophy. Is it still currently? No, it's Adra's. No, it's Matt's right now. Who won last? No, it's Gambling Man, wasn't it? It was Gambling Man. What's this for? This is an upcoming episode. I'm going to withhold information. How about that? But we do have a new Modern Rogue episode coming out probably tomorrow with Perry Carpenter. We probably tomorrow will workshop titles on it because it's a real-time deepfake episode, but we recorded it 3 weeks ago before the new crazy stuff had come out. So we'll get to that. All right, then the last thing on my agenda was, I don't know, BB Live Show. That's great. We did the revisit on that. And in fact, Flick update. Fix a car. I don't know if you guys want to watch a live stream of me trying to learn how to fix a car. I don't know if I want to perform fixing a car, but I've got to replace an auxiliary battery. Well, here, you guys don't care. How to replace aux battery 2022 Wrangler. This is always a good kind of moment. Oh, the easy way. Let's see. Well, I'll be the judge of that.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the auxiliary battery in your Jeep the easy way. Replacing the aux battery from the top is a huge pain in the...
Yeah.
Because the main battery and the fuse box have to be removed. The easy way is to replace the battery from the bottom.
What?
The auxiliary battery is located on the passenger side, just behind the inner fender lining. All the necessary parts and tools I used are in the description. If you use the links, it helps support the channel. Now remove the inner fender lining. Use a 10mm socket to remove the 3 screws that secure the lining to the fender. I have a Sport. I believe the Rubicon fenders are different, so the number or location of the clips and screws may be different, but either way, the general process is the same. Next, remove the 7 clips. If you enjoy outdoor content, like and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. I always break the clips and today wasn't any different, but you can buy a bag of clips on Amazon for really cheap. There are a few clips along the outer edge of the fender. If you run your fingers along the edge between the lining and the fender, you should be able to pop them. I knew there was an issue with the aux battery because the auto stop start wasn't working. I was having electrical gremlins like the AC would come on full blast when I would start the Jeep, and the only way to turn it off was to completely restart the Jeep. Let me know in the comments, has your dead aux battery created any weird issues with your Jeep? Now remove the liner.
Should I buy these?
The auxiliary battery.
Oh.
Use a 10mm socket to remove the 3 bolts. There are 2 in the front and 1 in the back. You'll need a 4-inch extension to reach the rear bolt. Drop the battery and use a 10mm socket to remove the positive and negative terminals. I tested the old battery and it was 12.6 volts, which I didn't think was low enough to keep the Jeep from starting, but apparently it is. The new battery is 12.9 volts. I plan on replacing the main battery next so I can have 2 fresh batteries. Use a 4mm socket to remove the screws from the old battery and insert them into the new battery. Do the process in reverse to reinstall and you're good to go. Also, check out this playlist.
All right, so what are those clips he was talking about? If I'm gonna buy those clips, we go to Amazon. Clips for wheel well liner Jeep 2022. I don't know if that makes sense. Fender bumper shield, universal. Are these they? Free delivery on Tuesday next week. What? That ain't right. Tomorrow. Yeah, let's do fastest delivery. Wait, join Prime. Oh, I guess I should take this, copy it, go to the computer that is logged in on Prime. Oh, dog attack! Hold on. Wait, is that Penny? We got people. We got humans attacking. Oh my God. No, this is great. I love it. Oh, hello, you. Hello, you. Oh, you good girl. There we go. We got petties. We got puppies. All right. Well, that settles that. Bye, guys. This is apparently real life. This is a documentary. There.
This is AI.
Yeah.